Whether you know her as Ruth Bader Ginsburg or the notorious RBG, chances are you know the progress she made in eradicating sex discrimination from the law. At this time in the 20th century, those with legislative power, which were largely wealthy Caucasian men, viewed treating males and females differently in the law as helpful rather than harmful to women. Ginsburg thus made it her lifelong personal mission to change this perception and help open male judges' eyes to how the current laws disadvantaged women. At the time Ginsburg entered Harvard Law School in 1956, there were over 550 students. Only 9 were female, and there was no female faculty. When her husband Marty was diagnosed with testicular cancer, Ginsburg attended both of their classes, looked after their newborn daughter, and typed his dictated papers for him. Despite this demanding workload, Ginsburg maintained her exceptional academic work and was elected to the Harvard Law Review. Ginsburg excelled equally well when she transferred to Columbia, making their law review as well. Earning election to both law reviews was an unprecedented accomplishment by either a male or a female. After graduation, Ginsburg returned to teach at her alma mater and in 1972 became Columbia's first tenured female law professor. Here, she offered a course named Women's Rights, Sex Discrimination and the Law, which was the university's first course on sex. From 1972 to 1980, Ginsburg gained notoriety when she personally argued 6 sex discrimination cases in front of the Supreme Court, and won all but one of them. Ginsburg's strategy was a careful process. Attack each of the flawed policies individually, rather than asking the court to bar all laws that treated the sexes differently. From these successes in litigation, Jimmy Carter appointed her to the D.C. Circuit Court in 1980, where she remained for 13 years. Here also began an uncanny friendship between Ginsburg and her conservative colleague Antonin Scalia, which has been both widely praised and criticized. This relationship is an example of Ginsburg's admirable ability to find common ground and see past party lines in the face of extreme polarization. For example, she and Scalia did not agree on the bench, but did agree on their mutual love for the opera. Ginsburg was then appointed to the Supreme Court in 1993 by President Bill Clinton, chosen from a pool of 42 candidates. Clinton was in search of a candidate who was not controversial and could be widely accepted. To prove her ability to be impartial, Ginsburg even refused to answer questions during her Senate confirmation that dealt with her personal views, controversial topics, or hypothetical cases. In 1999, Ginsburg was diagnosed with colon cancer. She scheduled chemotherapy on Fridays so she could recover over the weekend and be back by Monday for oral arguments. In an attempt to improve her health, Ginsburg began seeing a personal trainer in the Supreme Court's gym in between work, which she continues to this day at the age of 86. Ginsburg has recently gained a reputation as the dissenting judge of the court, as she has written more dissents than any other justice. However, in more recent years, Ginsburg has also become a pop culture icon, with the biography that coined her nickname, the notorious RBG, releasing in 2015, and the feature film On the Basis of Sex, releasing in 2018. Ginsburg still sits on the bench to this day at the age of 86 and has no plans of retiring soon.